Let's start the lesson. Now, so far in our journey, we have defined kidney, excretory system. They are doing two main jobs. One is excretion. This we have learned in detail how the process of excretion take place, and we also learn osmoregulation. Excretion and osmoregulation. These are the two main functions. Osmoregulation is, as I told you again, maintaining the right water balance, water and solute, regulation of water and solute. By doing that, osmoregulation again manage blood volume and blood pressure. Under osmoregulation, we can place these three buckets: water and solute concentration levels, volume of blood, and pressure of the blood. That's two most important thing in kidney. And we also learn acid-base balance, how maintain acid-base balance. The hydrogen ions and ammonia-like things combine to make ammonia, and also reabsorption and excretion of hydrogen ions. These things we learned last time, acid-base balance. Now there's two more functions. You can see if you have resource book in front of you, the homeostasis, I didn't use the word much because it's coming up in the next lessons. Homeostasis coming under coordination. It's again, I would say, like a function of the kidney. So function of the kidney listed: osmoregulation, excretion, acid-base balance, and same time blood volume and blood pressure. That's a part of osmoregulation. And there are another two functions. The two functions, one function we're going to learn right now. So we learn all these things: blood, brain, and a kidney, regulation of water, involvement of hypothalamus and pituitary and ADH hormone. As very important thing, this lesson is ADH water regulation is very important. And this function today we're going to learn. So what is it? Production and secretion of renin, an enzyme important in control of blood pressure. So it's a very special way of controlling blood pressure. So we have learned osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is a regular process. That means daily process. It's happening right now in our body, osmoregulation. So it's a daily process. But this we can discuss under very special conditions. Regulation of blood pressure. Okay. Before we come to that, what are the situations that the blood pressure can decrease? What are the situations in our body blood pressure can decrease? Because we maintain normal blood pressure. Healthy person, blood pressure maintain at normal range. But unhealthy person, blood pressure can increase. That is a disease condition. Hypertension, high blood pressure is kind of a disease condition. But what happened? A healthy person all of a sudden drop blood pressure. How healthy person suddenly drop blood pressure? Okay, so I told you osmoregulation, three buckets: regulation of solute and the water level. By doing that, uh, blood volume maintained at normal range. When blood volume maintained at normal range, volume is responsible for the pressure, because inside heart and blood vessel there is a right amount of right volume of blood always should be there. But when we drink water, let's say we drink too much of water, 2 liters, short time, then the blood volume increase. However, kidney excrete excess fluid. I mean, if you want to check, drink 1 liter within a short period of time, let's say within 15 minutes. I mean, everybody can do this one. 1 liter you can drink. It's not a dangerous thing. After that, immediately, maybe after 15 minutes, you have to go to washroom. You have to urinate because bodies immediately remove this one. Now, opposite of it, what happened? A person dehydrate. The meaning of dehydrate is D is removing, hydrate mean reference to water. Dehydration. Dehydration is loss of water from the body. Now, how this happen? This can happen in many ways. One is vomiting. So if we start to vomit due to disease or acute, like a very poisonous condition, like a food poisoning, people start immediately vomit and also diarrhea. Vomiting and diarrhea. This is a common thing, vomiting and diarrhea. Again, in diarrhea, large amount of fluid loss from the body. And blood loss. Blood loss means again fluid loss from the body. Now in these three conditions, volume decrease. Volume decrease means pressure decrease. As long as right volume is there, the pressure is right. It's just like if we fill a polythene bag with water and we tie it up, we can feel the pressure inside. But if we remove half of the water and tie it up again, the bag is very loosely packed. The pressure is less. So these are the certain conditions. This could happen daily or certain instances, circumstances. We start vomiting and diarrhea as we could not replace water. Then the water level goes down. That's why immediate therapy is oral rehydration therapy. Dehydration, opposite word is rehydration. So rehydration, you can do, basically you can buy a solute mixture from the pharmacy. And you can dissolve in 1 liter this solute mixture, and then you can start to drink and you can give to the patient. If person is vomiting and diarrhea, just start to feed like a small volumes, let's say 100 milliliter per time, or half a cup or 1 cup of this solution you can give to the person. This restore both solute and water level. That's a part of osmoregulation. So as we understand more and more, we understand how we can manage certain conditions, disease conditions of a person. That's what you're going to learn in the future, but we can still learn. If a person is vomited and dehydrated, immediately we can buy this packet from the pharmacy. It's all in 1 liter, boiled water or clean water, and then you can start to give this water to a person. So anyway, so our aim is now, starting point is pressure drop. So this pressure drop could be also coupled with solute level decrease, because if vomiting and diarrhea happen, some amount of solute is also going out of the body. So it's not pure water. Body is not releasing pure water in this case. Solute, important solute, that also going out of the body. So pressure decrease and water level decrease, and also solute level also decrease to certain level. Now that's a starting point. Okay, now in our body, who is going to detect this drop? Where is the place the solute level and the water level going to detect? Okay, last class we have learned hypothalamus. Role of hypothalamus. That means hypothalamus activate the ADH hormone, release ADH hormone, antidiuretic hormone, trying to reabsorb water from the collecting duct and distal convoluted tubule. So the main target of hypothalamus is to reduce urine volume, make concentrated urine. Now there's a second place we're going to learn. Where's the second place? Second place is now kidney. Right. Now we learn where is the place exactly. Okay. Can you remember? You have learned Bowman capsule, the cup-shaped structure, proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule, collecting duct. The blood supply is afferent arteriole, glomerulus, efferent arteriole. This is the nephron. Now we try to see the arrangement of this nephron in this place. Admin, afferent, efferent, and glomerulus. Okay, now I slightly alter this structure because we just draw like this, that we can easily understand. This is easily we can visualize. Right, now same structure, again we can see like this. The afferent arteriole, glomerulus, and the efferent arteriole. Now this efferent arteriole is very closely connected with a distal convoluted tubule. That means distal convoluted tubule, now I can draw like this. And collecting duct. So slightly change the organization because they can closely related to the other structures. That means this is the distal convoluted tubule and this is the efferent arteriole. Okay, now I try to draw it much better way, only that part. I can draw it like this. This is the distal convoluted tubule inside the lumen. It is covered with this kind of cuboidal type of epithelial cell. Right. Now this one is the afferent arteriole and this one is the efferent arteriole. Distal convoluted tubule, efferent arteriole. Now in efferent arteriole side, there is a collection of cells very closely attached to the efferent arteriole. It's a collection of cells. These cells are called extraglomerular. Extraglomerular mean glomerulus is this one. The capillary network inside the Bowman capsule is called the glomerulus. So these cells are called extraglomerular cells. It is outside of the glomerulus. As a result, we call extraglomerular cells. And these cells are called granular cells. So granular cells is a collection of this kind of cells. Right. Now in the distal convoluted side, again we can find some specialized cells. Let's say these cells, these two cells are specialized cells, and these specialized cells also has some kind of sensors, receptors on the surface. These cells are called macula densa. Right. Now macula densa and the granular cells together termed as juxtaglomerular apparatus. Juxtaglomerular apparatus. What is juxtaglomerular apparatus? It is a collection of macula densa cell and granular cells. So we can abbreviate J, G, A. I hope this is clear for you. Juxtaglomerular apparatus. So we are interested about juxtaglomerular apparatus. Now, what is juxtaglomerular apparatus? It is a collection of two types of cells. What are the two types of cells? Macula densa cells, that is from proximal convoluted tubule. These cells are proximal convoluted tubule. Then the granular cells are from efferent arteriole. They are from efferent arteriole, more attached to the efferent arteriole.
So isn't it distal convoluted tubule?
Pardon?
Macula from distal convoluted.
Yeah, okay. This is a distal convoluted tubule. Yeah. DCT, yeah. DCT. Distal convoluted tubule. We are not talking about proximal. It's only distal convoluted tubule. This is from the efferent arteriole. Together, these two cells are called juxtaglomerular apparatus. Okay, now we'll see how this system is working now. To understand this, first we have to start with if blood pressure drop or blood pressure volume or pressure or solute concentration decrease. So I just write as a 1 this one. So here the first thing, because it's a process, we start with 1, 2, 3 like this. Number 1, solute, volume, pressure. So I just write here, decrease solute volume pressure detected by macula densa. So that's the first thing we should start here. Decrease solute volume pressure detected by the macula densa. It's the first one. And the second one, macula densa activate the granular cells. Macula densa activate granular cells to secrete enzyme called renin. Now, number one, this is detected by the macula densa because you can understand they are very right kind of a cells inside the lumen. The distal convoluted tubule still consists of the filtrate. It is not a urine, because I said this place and this place are very important reabsorption and secretion, and even when it going down to the collecting duct, there's a still absorption of water. Then we can understand this place is very important. Still, it can detect the filtrate concentration, volume, and pressure like things, because they are macula densa is sensitive, and macula densa activate the other cells, granular cells, to release renin. Renin is enzyme. Okay. Now, next thing is the renin secrete into the blood. Renin can move to the blood because this side, I just shaded it. You can understand. So here, filled with blood. The efferent arteriole filled with the blood. And now what happened in the third step? This renin move into the blood. So third event is renin enter into the blood. Renin enter into the blood. So you can also say juxtaglomerular apparatus secrete renin. So we went a little bit detail. What is exact cells in the juxtaglomerular apparatus secrete renin? That is a granular cells. After activation of the granular cell by macula densa, then they secrete renin. Now, these three steps, decrease solute volume pressure detected by macula densa. Macula densa activate the granular cells to secrete enzyme renin. Renin enters the blood, and then next step, we're going to see what is the role of renin now. So as blood concentration of renin increase, what renin can does to the body. So 1, 2, 3. So we go to the fourth step now. If you have any question, you can ask. If you don't have any question, I can start. What is happened to the fourth level? Now here, I took this picture to show you how this again organized. Distal convoluted tubule, and these are the macula densa cells, and that's granular cells producing renin. So I told you these cells activate by the low solute volume and the pressure, and this causes granular cells to release renin. Renin can enter into the efferent arteriole. So 2 and 3. That's a summary of the 3 step. Okay, now we are coming to the 4th level. 4th level, not kidney this time, liver. It's not a kidney, it's liver. Right. Liver produce again a protein. This protein is called angiotensin. Angiotensinogen produced by the liver. Angiotensinogen produced by the liver. Now this angiotensinogen is in an inactive form. So it can't do anything. It's an inactive. So if it is produced on a regular basis, nothing will happen because its function is no longer there. It's inactive. Now this can be activated to this form, angiotensin 1. Angiotensin 1 is the one of the intermediate active form, angiotensin 1. Now this conversion done by the enzyme renin. And we see renin is coming from kidney. So we have learned how renin produced when there is a blood pressure drop. Right. Angiotensin 1 still not in a right form to do the action. That means still it is unable to do something. Still it is in the inactive form, partly inactive form. So I say again, it is inactive. Still inactive, right? Still inactive. Now next, angiotensin 1 activated to fully active form, that is angiotensin 2. Now this is done by enzyme. This time this enzyme secreted by the lungs. This enzyme is called angiotensin converting enzyme. It's commonly abbreviated and known as ACE. So a lot of people, they know this as ACE. So ACE convert angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2. Right now, angiotensin 1 is active form. This is now active form. Let's see what is the role of angiotensin 2. Now, angiotensin 2 has several functions in the body. So, first function is there is again endocrine gland, the hormone producing gland closely attached to the liver. Just like a triangular shape, this is the kidney and this is the endocrine gland. So previously we have learned one endocrine gland, pituitary. Pituitary is example of good endocrine gland because pituitary produce hormone. So hormone producing gland refers to as an endocrine gland. Now this endocrine gland produce several hormone. So what is the hormone interested for us in this case is called aldosterone. Aldosterone hormone. Aldosterone hormone produced by this gland, and this gland is called adrenal gland. You will see later on this gland also produce another hormone called adrenaline, because we all are aware of adrenaline more or less, because adrenal gland, it got the name as its main hormone is adrenaline. So it also produces aldosterone hormone. Right now, what is the function of aldosterone hormone? Aldosterone hormone excrete potassium ion, reabsorb sodium ion. So sodium ion in the filtrate, the sodium ion are responsible for the osmoregulation. That's the number one ion. Sodium chloride, sodium ion, reabsorbed by the kidney. So let's say we can do it again in distal connectibule and proximal connectibule. We can take more and more sodium ion. Then the sodium ion concentration increase in blood. Sodium ion concentration increasing in blood.